Hello everyone, my name is Brittany Lynch. I am Miss Black Minnesota USA 2012. I'm 21 years old and from the city of St. Paul. My journey started a little over a year ago, actually in Washington, D.C. I had a really rough semester, wasn't doing well health-wise, and just kind of really needed to have an experience I really felt like I needed to do something to better myself, to kind of find myself and bring myself up. And so I moved out to Washington, D.C. with my biological father. Um, I don't know him really at all. We haven't really had a real relationship. I just met him for the first time maybe 2 years ago, so it was very new, and unfortunately things didn't work out. He kicked me out of his home, and I ended up without a home in DC for a while. I just stayed in this person's basement with my Miss Black Minnesota packet, and that was kind of what helped me get out of that situation, was having something to look forward to, believing that even in my lowest moment that things were going to get better, and that's where it began. I said 6 months from now I'm going to laugh at this, and it was exactly 6 months to that day that I won Miss Black Minnesota. It's something that I've thought about for a while. I knew the 2005 Miss Black Minnesota, and I've known her since I was a little girl. And I've always looked up to her. So when she won Miss Black Minnesota and then she went on to win Miss Black USA, it was just really inspiring for me, and I saw all the things that she was able to accomplish, how she always kept God at the forefront of all of her plans, and I just really saw a path of success that I was interested in taking. So it had always been in my mind since I was a little girl, but the opportunity presented itself and I just applied. I think that's what made me so special, and what made this process so special for me is that I just always believed that, I could accomplish anything. Since I was 4 years old, my favorite verse was Philippians 4:13, which is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so I really held on to that and kept that in my mind even when the odds were against me. My role models are my mother and my grandmother, most definitely, just because I've been able to see how much they've had to endure, in their lifetime, yet they've still been able to become very successful. They never for once, stopped believing, stopped having faith, recognized that there was something better for them, that they had, a choice to come out of their bad situation and make it to a better one. So that definitely inspired me. I also take inspiration from women that I don't know, just women that I admire, my friends. I have a circle of extremely successful women here at the U of M. A lot of them have moved on and graduated. They inspire me. I take inspiration from Maya Angelou. She's an amazing poet and I love to write, so I look up to her. As a black woman, when you see another black woman who has success, it's not something that you need to envy or, be jealous of or be nasty or anything like that. If anything, you should gravitate towards her and take inspiration, because I wouldn't be here if I didn't have that circle of successful black women around me, So I definitely think it's important that we as black women really speak up about our story, the things that we go through, the obstacles that we've had to overcome, so that other black women can know it's possible. The most help most definitely has come from my parents. They have been just the backbone of this entire process. And even when I did things that they didn't necessarily agree with or weren't in support of, they always had my back, and it didn't matter what the request was, whether it was just having somebody to listen to, having someone to be with me at events, just someone praying for me. They've just always been very, very supportive, and I just couldn't have done it without them. I have two younger brothers who are super excited about all my pageant work. They went to nationals to support, and my brother thought I won a gold medal. He didn't know the difference between Miss Black USA and the Olympics, so he was just super excited to see me perform. I just wanted a really great experience becoming Miss Black Minnesota throughout my year of service. I really wanted to make my community better. I really wanted to serve outside of Minnesota's community, but also across the country. And then I wanted to have a really great experience at Nationals. So Nationals is over. I'm about 9 months into my year of service, and I've done so much, and I still have so much that I still want to do. It's just been incredible to see, what you can accomplish when you really put your mind to it. My mission throughout this year has been my platform, which is called I Believe, and I Believe is I guess you could say, my mission statement in life right now. It's a denouncement of fear and a declaration of faith. So what I have done through I Believe is I've really made it my goal to just recognize the power in other individuals so that they realize the power that they possess to make their community better, to make their world better. It's an election year, so part of I Believe in recognizing your power as an individual is exercising your right to vote. So definitely I just want to get as many people out voting as possible, get them registered, because voter registration is so much different than it's been in the past. Oh gosh, where to begin? There have been more challenges than we could be here all night. I really struggled balancing. I have battled depression and anxiety for years, so health-wise it wasn't a good place for me because I wasn't able to take care of myself. I was constantly moving and not really aware or doing anything for my health. And finally it got to a point where I had to call the founder of Miss Black USA and let her know, I'm not doing so well health-wise. I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm struggling to balance, and this is what's going on with me. And she could have easily disqualified me and said, okay, well, you took on too much. Your contract states that you must be in excellent health, and clearly you're not. We don't want you going into the community to take care of other people and to serve if you haven't done a service to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you need to be your number one priority. If anyone's going to treat you like a queen, it should be yourself. I think there's a misconception that people think that when you become Miss Black Minnesota or any type of title holder, that kind of like life is easy for you. You just get to be like the black princess of the state and everybody's like on hand and knee waiting on you. And it's just not like that at all. For me, I've had to deal with a lot of contracts, because that's one of the first things you do is you sign your contract with the state as well as with Miss Black USA, and you're expected to abide by that. I used to get in trouble for things that I would put on Twitter, things that I would put on Facebook, for certain appearances that I would do. You are the brand, you are the face of Miss Black USA. People don't understand why you always have to be dressed up when you're in public. As much as I want to be in tennis shoes and sweatpants, I have a commitment to this organization that says I will be red carpet ready, as we call it, whenever I make an appearance. The rules are the way they are for a reason. They want you to grow throughout this experience and become better. I went to Miss Black USA to compete. I was one of the youngest girls. All of the women, with the exception of 3, had master's degrees or higher. So for me to be 21 and still in undergrad, it was just really inspirational to see all these other amazing black women who were educated and articulate and very accomplished. So that definitely was motivation for me. Socially, it was great because now I have big sisters all across the country who I can call on whenever I need to. You would never guess that it was a competition by the way that we interact. We prayed with one another, we sat and we talked about our life stories. It was such a sincere bond that I had never experienced before. And from then I've realized that, You don't need to see anyone as your competition, even when you truly are in competition. We are really strong individually in our own states, but when we come together, we can accomplish so much, and there's so much power in our unity. I think my strongest qualities are my ambition, for one. You know, if you sit down with me and ask me, you know, what is like my dream job or what I aspire to be, you know, I'll sit and I'll talk your ear off for an hour about all the things that I want to do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having big dreams or goals that seem almost unrealistic or unattainable. In fact, that motivates me even more to kind of make those things happen. My tenacity, I've been through it, you know. I try to make things appear as if everything is great, as if I'm happy all the time, even when I'm not. And I think that's something that I have mastered, being in this position, you know, because it is a part of my job to have a certain image, but I've been through it. I really, really value humility and sincerity. I have learned so much about myself as well as about other people, and I think that is something that makes me really special, is that despite what I have accomplished and what I'm doing and what I have in the future, I still view myself as a normal person. You know, I'm Miss Black Minnesota, and you know, sometimes I walk around with a crown and sash because I have to, because it's my job. But it's by no means because I feel like I'm above anyone. You know, every woman that I come in contact with, I view her as a queen, just like I would any of my other sisters in the Miss Black USA organization. Something that I would definitely like to share with the world is, you know, understanding is huge. You know, and before you sit and pass judgment about anyone, you should really sit and take the time to figure out, you know, what is the source of that person's actions, you know, because we all have a story and we've all been through something. I love to write. I love to write poetry. I love to write music. I'm writing a book. I'm hoping to write some children's books in the future. I've got some younger siblings, so I'd love to write some books for them and about them. So writing has been just a great pastime for me. It's really helped me to unwind. This has been an amazing opportunity, not just Miss Black Minnesota or Miss Black USA, but I'm just grateful for the opportunity to go to college and all of the experiences that college brings, the good, the bad, the ugly, because it has not been a glamorous journey whatsoever, but I couldn't be happier for what the future has in store, what I've experienced in my past, and the person that I'm becoming. All right, hey everyone, this is Brittany Lynch, Miss Black Minnesota USA, and you are watching InCOLOR magazine. Shout out to the whole InCOLOR team. I'm so proud of you guys for what you've accomplished and what you're getting ready to do. This is more than a magazine. It is a movement, and I just want to let you know I'm on board 100%. You have my support, and I wish you all the best.